Tell us your Rapper's Delight story. Where were you? What happened? What was your experience when you first heard it? You know, the whole, tell us that story.
I remember hearing it on the radio and going to one of my boys saying, yo, hip hop is on the radio. Like, yo, it's on the radio. He like, let me see. I can't remember who was on HBI at the time. I don't know whether it was Magic or Supreme Team. I want to say Magic because that was 79.
Probably was Magic. Yeah, I think it was Magic.
Yeah, Magic. Yeah,
it was Magic.
Yeah. So when I said it, they asked me. They was like, you mean HBI? I mean, I'm like, no. I'm talking about like real radio. Like this shit is on real radio. Yo, it's happening. Like I was like really, mind blown.
How old were you then?
11.
Wow.
11, 79, 11, yeah, 11. I was born in 68, so 11.
Okay,
yeah.
okay, that's what's up.
Okay, okay.
Because I mean, I'm from used to in the park jams, I remember as far as back as 1975, going to the park jams as a kid, and you seeing cats out there playing "Love Is the Message" or "Bra," or we got our own thing, them joints, and people get their mic line, and everybody at the age of 1, my life begun, and about 2 dead boys got up to fight. But now I'm actually seeing someone. It's really on wax. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was really on wax from MCs and spitting, and I was just yo, nah, this shit is real now. It's happening.
That's the thing that I was going to speak to, man, because of course your roots are based in the heartbeat of it. You know what I mean? And I tell people this all the time. We were given the gift of bringing it to the world commercially, whatever the case may be. We were doing it in in Inglewood, Hackensack area, but the roots came from New York and that situation and that scenario. Talk a little bit about that, man. What was going on, on the ground, before it came? What was your experience with that?
Well, I mean, as I just said, you go to a park jam, and whatever DJs is playing, it's like a block party, and the DJ, like in Brooklyn, it was different than Bronx. It was like a lot of the disco stuff you heard, as far as breakbeats were concerned, Got to Be Real, Good Times, those joints, and as far back as I can remember, it was like Bra from Samande. We got our own thing from CJ and Company.
Yes.
Love Is the Message from Mother, Father, Sister.
Oh yeah.
That was
it.
Oh my God. That was it.
Yeah,
man.
So that's what we were listening to. Like Love Is the Message was actually the Brooklyn anthem. That was the Brooklyn anthem.
Right there, baby. I know it.
Yeah. You throw that on, the mic line might extend all the way back to the end of the block. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's when everybody pretty much had the same rhyme. You hear, I'm talking about maybe around 1975, 76 around.
Right.
Everybody had the same rhyme. They're at the age of 1, my life begun. At the age of 2, I was doing it. And you remember the one about the 2 dead boys got up to fight. One was blind, the other could see. They chose a deaf man, the referee. It was like that type of stuff.
Right. Yeah. Tell us about the creation of Big Daddy Kane. Part of it was from David Carradine's Kung Fu. Is that right?
Yeah, with the name Kane. Yeah, because when I was a kid, we'd be outside, playing high peas and butter, or Coco Livio, stickball, whatever. And come on. What was it? I think is it 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock Thursday night?
Yep. Yes.
When Kung Fu come on, I holler.
That was it.
3 o'clock Saturday when Kung Fu Theater come on, I holler.
Right.
Yeah. So they'd be like, all right, Bruce Lee gone. We got to get someone else to come in, or Young Grasshopper gone, or Kane gone. So I just thought Kane sounded slicker than Young Grasshopper and Bruce Lee, and that's what I ran with. Yeah.
Right.
And then here's the hit too, because I'm a film buff. Everybody, I always talk about this. Big Daddy came from a character that Vincent Price played.
Yeah.
Is that right?
And one of the Muscle Beach movies with Annette Funicello and Frankie Avalon.
Beach Party. It was Beach Party.
Yeah.
So you got that. Oh, wait a minute. I think and he was like the big boss or whatever the case may be.
No. It was somebody in a sombrero that would be sleeping the whole movie. And every time they moved, they would stop dancing saying, Big Daddy's about to speak. Then finally at the end, he raised his head up and you see that it's Vincent Price. You never know it's Vincent Price to the end of the movie.
That's cool. Very good. Very good. That was quite clever, sir. I always thought it was something completely different. I mean, and I've known you for many, many, many decades, and I always thought you got it from, a whole different setup. And then when I started, like I said, when I delved into it, I was like, oh, this is extremely clever. I have to ask him about this.
That kind of plays into it too, but that's another
I know.
story.
Yes, of course. Well, I mean, and that's the thing too. The progression of a character that we create, it becomes, it actually becomes bigger than us sometimes. I like the Master G thing. When I started talking about that whole, my name is known all over the world, it wasn't happening at the time. You know what I'm saying?
But you foresaw.
I evidently.
I started out in 1980 as a DJ.
Okay.
Yeah. I was DJ Sir Romeo. yeah. In 1980.
These are some bits right here, Kane.
Yeah. And I was writing rhymes for my cousin Nicole. Her name was Nikki B. So I was writing her rhymes, but I was really a DJ. And someone stole my turntables from my grandmother's house, and then my cousin Murdoch, an older cousin, he was rapping. So I wanted to get down with him. This is like 1982. And I wanted to get down with him. So I started writing my own rhymes. But he was telling me I was young. And he was down with a crew. He had 2 dudes in his crew. So I started off writing battle rhymes. That's how I first really started, on my own. And I wrote battle rhymes to battle the other 2 dudes in his crew.
Right.
So I started off as a battle MC. And afterwards, people on the block was like, yo, man, you good, man. You should keep it. So I just kept on writing them. And we'll be going to different projects like Brevoort projects, Marcy projects, Tompkins projects, all over, Fort Greene, Wyckoff. But these Brooklyn projects, going all these other spots.
Right.
My man, battling different rappers there. And that's how I started building up street credibility up until like 84 when I met Biz.
Right. And then so that was your transition into recording and of stage performance. All of that came as a result of your connection with Biz. Am I right?
Yeah. Because I mean, it was like Biz. When I met him in '84, he was doing shows for Mike and Dave.
Okay.
Y'all remember? I know y'all know Mike and Dave. He was. Yeah. So he was doing shows for Mike and Dave. And so he was familiar with the stage and all that. And then plus, being around other artists that had records out, I'm pretty sure he probably was around y'all, Flash and them, Spoonie.
Yes.
Yeah. So Biz, he had experience. He was already seasoned. So I was learning a lot from Biz at the time,
Okay.